Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Elevate Your Life podcast. We are on episode number 99, Cheryl.
Oh, 99. One away.
One
One away
away
for the big 100.
Yes, next Tuesday. I'm super excited about that, and we'll have a little recap of different podcasts we've gone through. And I just figured out some math, Cheryl. So we do 2 a week, so 104 a year. So we'll have over 1,000 in 10 years from now. It's pretty exciting, huh?
That is so great, Paul. But what I am really excited about is staying in the moment and working on number 99.
I can respect that, Cheryl.
Yeah, it's good to be in the moment.
Speaking of respect, that's today's law.
Isn't that amazing?
So it's Leadership Thursday. We're working out of the 21 Laws of Leadership book, just released. The brand new version was just released by John Maxwell. I think about June 1st it came out. And if you go to elevateyourlife.com, you can request the notes for this podcast. And there, if you click on the notes, it says click here for a copy of the 21 Laws of Leadership score sheet. So what we're doing as we go through these laws, we're scoring ourselves on a scale from 1 to 10. How good am I at this? And when this is all said and done,
scoring.
Paul, I know it's your favorite thing, Cheryl. Favorite thing in the world. But at the end of this, you'll be able to see, your strengths and weaknesses, what you need to work on, what you don't need to work on, and we'll actually help you put these in an order that makes sense and what you should focus on first. So that'll be great. So there's that there, and and all the notes you'll get too. So let's talk about this law of respect, Cheryl. Number 7.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so the law of respect just simply states that people naturally follow leaders better than themselves. Which I think, when I very first listened to this, I was like, of course. I mean, to me, it just seems totally obvious. And I love what John says also. I love it when he says, if you are a leader with no one following you, you're just out for a walk. Yeah. And I love that. I think that is so, that's so true.
It is.
But
it
anyway,
is. And he says though, in this chapter, that it's not that people are better than you. I mean, everyone's got value. It's just that they're better leaders.
Right.
So I love this. He says, when people respect you as a person, they admire you. When they respect you as a friend, they love you. But when they respect you as a leader, they follow you. And that's super powerful and something we should all remember. So let's talk about what this really means, Cheryl, on this law of respect. Like, how do we put this into practice in our own lives?
Right. So what Paul was just talking about a little bit earlier is you can score yourself. So you're going to score yourself, as a leader in these different areas, and you'll know what your number is as a leader. So when I very first started out, how many years ago, I was, I'm sure I was not even a 5 yet, but a few years ago, I was probably a 5 or a 6, something like that. Right. And I've really been working to get that number up to a 10. So, but what it's just saying is that someone who's a 7, if you're a 7, then no one above a 7 is going to follow you. 6 or below, you're not going to have anyone following you that is the same level as you, because they're going to want to lead too. They're leading their own crew, right? And so it's that you will have people who have a lower score than you following you.
Yeah. When I saw this or read this chapter, Cheryl, I thought about you in tennis, where you're at a certain level there. I think you're like 3.5 right now. And, you wouldn't want to play a 2. Wouldn't be any much fun for you, so you want to play a 4. Now, the question is, does a 4 want to play with you?
Yeah.
Because,
maybe if they want to win.
If they want, if they're having a bad day and a little depressed, they need a self-confidence booster. But
exactly.
This is kind of the same concept where, the person always wants to follow or, follow someone better than them, or, in your case, play against someone better than them.
I always love to play with people who are better than me, because I
don't want you going to grow.
Yeah. Yep. That's absolutely right. So I love that.
Another thing John says in this chapter is that respect is earned on difficult ground.
Oh, so you mean in hard times, Paul?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought, when he was talking about this, I was thinking about how right that is, because when the hard times come, you either rise to the occasion, you may have to pivot, you may have to turn, you may have to do some different things, which I think is what we have done in the last couple of years. Or you crumble, right?
Yeah.
You just, or, there's so many different things you can do. But if you rise, then that's what I think of when I think of, that respect is earned on difficult ground when things are not fantastic.
Yeah. So when you're working with your team, it's getting in the trenches with them and, really helping them work through, their initial things that you've already gone through in your life and you've mastered, but this is new for them. So you need to really help them get through those things. And when you do that, they're going to have a ton of respect for you for doing that.
Yeah.
So another thing, Cheryl, is you can't demand respect. You have to earn it. Like I demand that, John was saying, I demand that you respect me. Yeah, it's like, what are you talking about? Like, you can demand all you want. I'm not going to respect you.
Right. Yeah, that's absolutely right. I think it's super important to remember. And again, Paul, that just seems like that seems like I just feel like that. I've known that. I've always, known that you can't just demand respect. I mean,
we would hope everyone would know that, but I guarantee you there's a large number of people out there that say, listen, I got this position. You have to respect me. I demand it, and
oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm excited though, as in the next couple of weeks, we're going to be talking about law number 9, the law of magnetism. And I really love this whole concept of who you are is who you attract. I think that is absolutely true.
Yeah, once we'll get to that, we'll talk about it more. But basically, why we're bringing it up now is because, let's just say you're a 5. So we always say that birds of a feather flock together. So if you're a 5, you're going to attract more 5s. So that's what the law of magnetism is about. But whoever you are, you're going to attract. Now, of course, 2, 3s, and 4s are going to want to follow you too. But more than not, because they're going to think you're too good for them. So 2s want to actually hang out with 2s. And, that's how this whole thing works. And so it's this whole thing, I think, is this law to me, Cheryl, is that we just need to, just another reason why we need to work on ourselves every single day.
Oh, I was just going to say,
because, hey, if you're an 8, you're going to have 8s on your team. So I want to be an 8, I'm going to get as high as I can so that I can attract better people. Just the way the law works.
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit about that, Paul. So let's talk about the 6 ways that that we can get others to respect us, right? And it's the thing that's interesting to me is get others to respect us. Well, what does that mean? That just means that we have to grow, right? We're the ones that have to grow. It has nothing to do really with them.
Right, exactly. So the first thing we got to do is we got to respect others. That's number 1. If I don't respect you, there's no way you're going to respect me. So we talked about this before, but you must respect people before they're ever going to respect you.
Right. Absolutely. Let's see. Number 2 is be successful. Right. So people will follow you if you're successful, if you've been down the road that you are taking them down, right? If they're following you along a road and they're doing it for a reason, right? I think a lot of times it's because they have goals and dreams and they want to become the best version of themselves. And if you've already gone down that road, then they're much more likely to follow you.
Yeah. So if I always thought originally, and I mentioned this before, that, failure was left and success was right. And I'm like, oh, I'm always going the wrong direction. But then as I smartened up through life, I realized that's the same direction. You have to always go through failure to get to success. So if you're going through some failures right now, that's fine. Expect that, because on the other side of failures is success. And a lot of people are probably listening to this thinking, well, how am I going to become successful? If I'm not having people follow me yet, so it's just working on yourself, building your own business, building whatever you're doing, leading that, you need to fight through it, fight through the failure, get to the success, and then you're going to see all of a sudden everyone wants to follow you.
Well, right. And I think it's really important to just remember that you are going to fail, right? We all fail. It is how we get, and that's, I think, Paul, what you're saying is that's how we get to be successful, is by failing over and over and over, because every time we fail, we learn, right? And
Yep.
that's when we, I think, grow the most.
Absolutely. And the next one, Cheryl, we've mentioned this word a number of times. It's interesting how many times it comes up. It's consistency. People respect people who are consistently, that show up consistently. And we see a lot of leaders, they're kind of like leading on Monday, Wednesday, Friday kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
They show up once in a while, and that's not leadership. No one's going to respect you if they see you once a month.
Right.
So you gotta be there all the time and be visible. And then, we're going to talk about, another law which basically says people will do what they see you do. The law of the picture.
Yeah.
So people are always watching you. So if they see that you're inconsistent, guess what they're going to be? Inconsistent, and they're not going to respect you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So the next one I absolutely love, Paul, is that we need to add value to others. So we have to make sure that we are adding that value to others. And how do we do that? Well, we have got to have that value to add to them, right? So we have to grow ourselves every single day so that we can help them. And in doing that, right, we help them achieve their goals and dreams, the goals and dreams that they have.
Yeah, absolutely. Once you help other people and their lives got better, their lives elevated because of you, they're going to respect you. So that just makes sense. And then getting back to what we've been talking about the whole time, raise your lid. So work on yourself every single day. So you have, like Cheryl said, something of value to add to people. And when your lid goes up, not only will more people follow you, but better people are going to follow you, better leaders.
Oh my gosh, I love that, Paul. And I have to say number 6 might be my very favorite. So number 6 is display courage. And I love that. And there's a couple of ways, like right when I first saw that, I was like, oh, what does that mean? Like being courageous means, to me, no matter if you're fearful or not, you're going to do it anyway. Right. That's kind of what every time I hear the word courage, that's kind of what I think about. But it's just kind of it's kind of a mindset though, right, Paul? It's like a mindset of, hey, I'm doing this with or without you. I have my goals, I have my dreams, and I will make that happen and make them come true, with or without you.
Yeah. It's having that posture. When I changed my posture, I had much more success. I would say things before, and I wrote a couple things down here. I think you're going to love this. Like that's not good posture. You can switch that to, this may or may not be for you. So that's better posture. It's saying that, hey, I'm not desperate on making this sale to you.
That's so funny, Paul, because when you said that, I was thinking of what a different way I would say it, right? When you're like, that's not good posture. And my way was, I know you're going to love this. So I like that you said, oh, this may or may not be for you. And I was thinking, well, of course it's for you. I want to help you. So I love that. I like that a lot.
Instead of saying things like, I want you to, you can say, you might want to, so it's just slight little things that.
Well, and another one is, do you know anybody that might be interested? I love that one.
Yeah.
Because that takes, the pressure off everybody, right? When you're chatting with them.
So basically we're trying to come from a place of strength, not weakness, is what we're doing here. People respect that.
Absolutely. Well, Paul, let's talk a little bit about the +1. I mean, I learned so much out of this lesson. I absolutely loved it. But the +1 today is people naturally follow leaders better than themselves. So it's super important to focus on becoming a better leader ourselves.
Yeah, absolutely. That is absolutely a takeaway here. And we encourage you to apply the 6 ways that we went over on how to get others to respect you so you can elevate the amount of respect that people have for you.
Yep. And as you do that, Paul, you can move from fine to fabulous.
Absolutely. All right. Awesome, everybody. I hope this was of value, and we'll be back next Tuesday for Mindset Tuesday, talking about episode number 100, Joe.
Yay.
We're gonna need to get like balloons and things. Yeah.
We do. We need flowers and balloons and those things that pop and all the stuff flies out.
Yeah.
I like
we got to work on all that. So we got a lot to do. Okay. See you next week, everyone.
Bye.